All right. So I just got word that one of the servers that I am on is, I don't know if it's been, I guess it's been deleted. And I would usually have my show on there. So it's it's kind of hurt us or hurt the show. I mean, I get a limited audience regardless. And I could kind of go into that, but I wanted to kind of go into something a little bit of a different direction because I don't know at the moment, and I'll keep people perhaps briefed on what exactly happened. But, oops, that, yeah, keep the music going, I'm sorry. But I wanted to just go in real quickly to a conversation I had. I was listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And he had, I don't remember her name, and I got it. My mind is starting to kind of go, but it was, they were talking about a documentary about, I think it was about perhaps black liberation theology or the theology of blacks in America. I made a statement on the page. I said the whole of America and the West have become degenerate. And a gentleman by the name of, well, I think he's a Muslim, perhaps, but he stated because of Jesus. And I asked him, is that statement condemning Jesus as the cause of degeneracy? And he says, there is no proof. There is no proof of food, his existence. On top of that, Christ has never benefited the liberation of African or Black American people. It's European mythology. And, I think there were people that were inspired by Christ, or maybe they were inspired by the Old Testament. I know John Brown was inspired by his Christian faith to help free the slaves, and I'm certain that there were people who were inspired by their Christian faith to oppose slavery. So I don't think that's true, but I mean, I don't necessarily consider myself a Christian. I was born and raised Catholic, but I don't necessarily hold on to all of the beliefs. I have some of the tenets that I guess I kind of believe in and stuff, but whether Christ walked the earth or not, I don't give it much thought. But there are people who believe that, and they gain strength from it. And again, there are people who gain their strength from Islam as well. Different faiths and different religions. What I've observed, however, is there was a time when faith and religion did embrace science and mathematics and knowledge, which I think they do less today. And that's kind of sad, because to me, religion should feed your mind and your brain to think. It's kind of sad how we're going on the internet with a lot of this censorship. You'd think that social media and the internet, the information highway, the age of information would not be the age of censorship, and the age of manipulation, but that's just what it is. And perhaps religion is also can be used and has been used to manipulate and to gain power. And to be unjust and unfair. One of the things our country has is freedom of and from religion. We don't have a state church. And I guess some of our beliefs may come from a higher power of God, but it doesn't necessarily state Christian, although there was a Christian consensus, and I certainly could be wrong, of the founding of our nation. But the thought of being free and living free and having a free-flowing level of information, that's kind of what I want to get to. And when I watch Jesse Lee Peterson and when I watch James Hake, I certainly enjoy both of those individuals. I think they come with a different and somewhat enlightening knowledge. You know, they say a lot of things that are true. Some things I don't agree with, but I agree with a lot of it. I was going into this the gentleman who shot up the massage parlors, who was a murderer. And of course, this seems to be used to slander whites, people of European descent, used to slander conservatives. And it's kind of a manipulation of things. And they're trying to frame the story in the manner in which they want to frame it. And that is what it is. When you censor, you can certainly frame the story in the manner in which you want to frame it. And you can do things in the manner in which you want to do them. And that certainly looks like what's being done as of now. And I'm just going through. Yes, the Andrew Cuomo sexual harassment. They kind of kept things quiet on that level because they wanted Trump to lose. Just looking on my Twitter, And they've even remarked on the deadly shooting of Biden and Harris. President Joe Biden delivered remarks at Emory University in Atlanta on Friday evening, meeting with American community leaders and state lawmakers from the Asian American community and Pacific Islander community. The visit comes after 8 people were killed, including 6 Asian and 3 businesses in the Atlanta area. So there were 2 white people that were murdered. Nobody really says anything about that, and they are claiming anti-Asian hysteria, which I don't believe was the shooter's motive. And of course, again, there are crackpots that exist, but crackpots are not the norm, and crackpots should not be the reason why the internet should not be a public and open forum, and why Google has to change their site. I call it their I don't even know the word for it, but their algorithm to manipulate. And people know that they are being manipulated, and they know when they're being slandered. They don't do it to any other group. When an unhinged lunatic does something, it's primarily only whites, people of European descent, that they do this to. And it is what it is. I mean, I can get upset about it, but what's the use? And you can try to talk to somebody about the issue, but some people, particularly in the political realm, they believe in this issue, and they've got not only political power, but their ego stoked in this issue. I wanted to kind of go back to the whole issue. I did say, and I'm going to end on this, that the whole of America and the West have become degenerate. And this entertainment industry has become certainly much more degenerate and more vile. And certain traditional values of the country have just deteriorated. Now I can't even use that word, but it's become a deterioration. It's become worse. I mean, I'll even go not even to Cardi B, but to a person like Marilyn Manson, a person who has the last name or chooses to take the name of a person who inspired the vicious murders of the Tate and other people, and inflicted that kind of pain, and to kind of celebrate that kind of thing is rather degenerate. You could look at Miley Cyrus. She came from the Disney Channel, Hannah Montana, and then for a while was just becoming a complete degenerate mess. And this is what we're supposed to look up to. These are what our teenagers, I guess, look up to. It's kind of sad, and this is where we are at. The people who claim to be noble seem to be hypocritical, fake degenerates, and not very thoughtful, because, of course, they do not want to debate their beliefs. They just want their beliefs obeyed. They're very much moral authoritarians, and they want their way. And in many ways, they are getting it. The leftist moral authoritarians are gaining a foothold within the establishment, and who knows how long these people will have power. As for me, I will do my best not to spend any of my hard-earned money on people who despise me and disrespect me. Sometimes you have no choice, because if it's food and water, well, then I can't do anything else. And I do appreciate the fact that I'm allowed to be on YouTube, and I'm allowed to promote what limited thing I have. Although my Discord server, for whatever reason, was that I was on was taken off, and I don't know why, but it was. So, not a lot I could do about that. And I just kind of have to trudge through. Unfortunately, it kind of saddens me the way some people have become so moral authoritarian. And it's though they don't want you as a human being. They want you to be fake. They don't want you to come with inquisitiveness and curiosity. They just want you to obey. And they're not very nice people. When I was on my city Facebook page, and I would engage with these people, and I did get it a little bit too inflammatory, perhaps, because it was not that it was wrong, but it was not a good tactic. But I would engage these people, and they would always say, they would, when I would ask them questions, they would just, at the end would respond, "It's your job to learn and not my job to teach." And I thought to myself, my heavens, that is something, just saying something like that seems so egotistical and so narcissistic, that I hope this kind of belief is not in power. I hope that it's not the way. But it seems like the people who believe that do have power to shut you down and fire you and hurt you. And they don't want to be questioned. It's very anti-intellectual. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe if you wish, and also share. those few that listen, I do thank you.